Hey guys, what's going on? Rex here bringing you some Guild Wars stew. What the hell? This isn't even out. Well, I'm on the head start because I pre-purchased the game, and I guess they give us like 3 days of head start if we pre-purchase it, which is awesome, I guess. It doesn't really matter. It's the same thing. It's just I can't wait 3 days or more, I guess. But I guess I wanted to show you guys just the game. You know, all aspects of it: PvE, PvP, character creation, and I guess my opinions of it, because I'm very opinionated on this game because I was a big fan of the first one. I played that a lot through the years, so I've been waiting for this game for a very long time. So I do have my fair amount of opinions on the direction that they took on it and if it's good or bad. And let's just get right to it. I'm gonna go ahead and select my level 14 ranger so I can show you a little bit of the PvE of the game. So straight up, the PvE is really... I don't have any complaint about it. Like, it's what you expect, right? If you're looking for a game which is like a lot of like lore, storyline, like great dialogue, great voice acting, great gameplay, great combat, like graphics, you know, like an expansive place that rewards you for exploring, like this is what you're looking for. It's they went out of their way to make the single player well, not single player specifically, the PvE part of the game. They went out of their way to make it as good as it could possibly have been done. Like, there's really nothing that I could ask for it. So as you can see, the map is fairly big. This is the starting place of the Shar, which are the lion-like people. This is their capital, and then this is like their first... You can see it from level 1 to level 15. This is their starting area, and then you can see how it expands. They has like the little levels there, so once at level 40 I can do this, and then 50 I can do that, and then... if you're a fan of the first game of the first Guild Wars, you can see that the map is the same place that of what it took place in the first one. You have Ascalon, you have the mountains, Tyria, Krita, you have even the last place here, the Ring of Fire. It's just like Guild Wars 1, which is really cool. Like, the lore the game has a lot of lore, which is really cool. It's like one of those things, like, if you guys remember back in the day when you started playing World of Warcraft, for those of you who were big fans of Warcraft, you particularly liked World of Warcraft because it brought a lot of the things that made Warcraft so cool: the characters, the style, everything. And Guild Wars is the same thing. It's the same map, the same lore. It's just carried over, of course, and I think it makes it really well. But as I was saying, the combat is fluent. It's good. It feels fun. It's amazing. Really, I can't complain about it. Now, let me just go ahead and explain the little quirky things about this game, because I'm sure that you guys understand how an MMO works, so I don't have to explain to you, you know, the exploration aspect and all of that good stuff. The little things that makes this game a little different than any other MMORPG out. First off, the skill system. In most MMOs, you usually learn skills as you level up, and then you have like these huge skill bars where you can equip, you know, all your skills, and you end up using like over 40 or whatever skills. In here, you do have a lot of skills. Let me go ahead and show them here. This is all your skills. You see that I haven't learned all of them yet. I'm still level 14. But there's a fair amount of skills. The problem is that I cannot equip them all at the same time. I only have these bars over here. These ones are these ones depend on what weapon you're using, and these ones are the ones that you can actually equip depending on, you know, which ones you decide to buy. You can see I can like buy this one. Can confirm I don't want to buy that. But so let's go ahead and show you the weapon here. Okay, so again, these 5 skills depend on what weapon I'm using. Let me go ahead and travel. If I right now have equipped a short bow, so because I have equipped a short bow, I have my first 5 skills are short bow related. So you have here crossfire, poison volley. There's just skills that rely on me using the bow on short range, right? So if I can equip, say, a vital torch. This is also a weapon. It's an offhand that I can equip and you can see that it takes over the last 2 skills, which are the offhand weapons. And then I don't know if I have a one-handed weapon here for the main hand, but no, I don't. But if I had a main hand weapon, then it would take over this first 3 skills. So these first are for the main weapon, this is for the off weapon, offhand, and then if I equip a two-handed weapon, then it takes over all 5. The system is really cool because there are different type of weapons, right? You can equip there are rifles, there are swords, axes, bows, whatever, and each of those like gives you different skills, and then you have the last 3 that you can like exchange, you know, depending on which ones you prefer. So there is a certain level of customization, and you can call it your build because it differs from other people's build. If I'm explaining myself, which is really cool. I really like that. The one in Guild Wars 1 was a little more complex, but they brought the same concept that you couldn't use all of your skills at the same time, which I actually do appreciate. Let me go ahead and show you a little bit of the exploration. So you see these points here. This is the map, obviously. You see these little squares here. These are they're called points of interest in this game. If you get close to them, you sort of explore the entire area. The entire zone of the map in that section is explored, and then you get experience points. So it sort of rewards you for exploring the places. The same with the vistas. Let me show you one. Let's see if I can get close. Oh, I'm already close to one here. So a vista, the little red triangle thing. What those are another reward for exploration. It makes it so that you have to do like platforming in the game. Let me show you here real quick. You see that little thing over there? That's the vista. So what I have to do is get over there. If I manage to get myself up there and right click that little part of paper, then I get experience points, and it's good. If you like complete all of them, then you get like a nice chest with like a huge reward and stuff. So I think that's really cool. It does reward you for just exploring and doing different stuff, and that's one thing that this game does really well. It tries to be different from other MMOs with just the different type of content that it gives you. The quest system is also very, very different. I started attacking that guy by accident. You can see that I can also do like somersaults and stuff, which is really cool. Here I go up. You can see that I can start like climbing the little hill, and there are gonna be some platforming elements. It gets harder, obviously, the higher the level of the zone it is. Right now it's just really just finding the place to hop and then just hopping, but later on you're gonna get things where you have to destroy like destructible blockades or rocks or whatever to cross. Some are like really hardcore, like really hard jumps that only you can do it with speed or whatever, and you know, it does get harder eventually, but I really think it's this really cool thing. But the quest system, there are no quests in this game, and you might be wondering, how do you level up? Well, there are these things called events in the game. I don't know if I'll be able to really find one like straight up, but there are things that happen in the environment. Like, for example, suddenly a town is gonna get attacked by a bunch of harpies, and if you defend the town from the harpies, then you get a ton of XP. And that's how the questing system works. That's how you get XP. There are a tons of different events that can happen. Suddenly, like, there's a guy that is lost, and you have to like escort him back to town or whatever, and you just finding him like randomly in the forest, you know, like, or you revive someone that's dead. You revive him and he rewards you. It's just, again, there's a huge like exploration I guess feeling with this game, and they really go out of their way to reward you for it. And I don't really want to get too deep into it. I mean, this is just a first impressions sort of deal, and I guess just what I think about it. And in terms of gameplay wise, PvE, the game is perfect. Like, PvE wise, everything that you could ever wish for this game, it's there. It's perfect, it's beautiful, and it's awesome. I just want to show you a little bit of the, I guess, the capital city here before I go to the character creation. You can see that you can also explore, these are the vistas and the points of interest. You can also explore the capital, which is really big, and you get experience points for that as well, which is really cool. The city of the shard is like a huge sort of like engineering monument, I guess. It's a very weird thing. The way that they build things is very mechanical, which is, I think it's fun. It's really cool. It's not, I wouldn't say it's pretty, but it does have a cool sense to it. And yeah, I mean, it's huge. You can see that how much it expands. I think it's cool, and even has teleportation devices within it, which is nice. Let's go ahead and leave here towards the character creation screen, just so I can show you how much you can actually customize your character, which is something that I'm really like I'm really happy, I guess. It's the customization in the character creation is so huge. You cannot really like make your own character, and it probably won't look like anyone else's. And let me show you here. I guess this one is fine. The Silvari. And you get like a little lore thing there to explain what they are. Let's go male. And here are the classes. You have 8 classes. Elementalist, which are the magicians. Warrior, which is a warrior. Guardian, which I think these are like a supportive characters. It's protective and defensive magic. Yeah, they're very supportive and tanky, I guess. The engineer, they make turrets. And I guess they use rifles as well, which is really cool. The ranger is what I currently run, which a pet class, and the bow and arrow, crossbows, and all that good stuff. Necromancer, they deal with dots, lifesteal, and then minions. The thief, it's, you know, what do you think a thief does? You know, I guess it's pretty standard. And the mesmer, which is like an illusionist, he creates like mirror images, and they have dots, and they are like very deceptive, and yeah, that type of thing. Let's go ahead and do the mesmer just so I can show you how this thing works here. You can modify the size, the physique. You can make it like bulky or very slim, so that's cool. The skin pattern. These guys are like plant folk, so you can like make them have this weird bane things. I don't really know what they are. They look really weird. This one is just filled with those in the chest. But yeah, let's do this. You can change the color of it as well. The color of the skin. Is it the skin or this is the pattern? Let's go here. Skin pattern. Here you can change the color of the skin. Here it is. So you can make them like really like, let's see, black stone. Oh, they look so cool. I just really like the amount of you can really make, and it has the little the little thing, I whatever you call that. I think it's really cool that you can really customize it to your liking. And skin pattern, it's hard to tell now with this color, but head options, you can see the hairs are different. That's nice. Let's get some emo. Now that's like a Final Fantasy style of hair, but I really like the leaves. This is really cool. And wow, I just wow. And yeah, let's go with this. You can change the color of it, obviously. The faces and skin color. Wow, that's just messed up, dude. But you see the customization is like out of this world. Skin color, I guess I already changed it on the way up there. Let's just blue rose. Looks awesome, dude. Ears, you can change the ears as well. I guess that's nice. Face details, openness of the eyes, the shape, iris, how big and small, really small. You can make it like really special. I keep repeating myself, but I mean you can see it for yourself. This is wow. And then the clothing, if you wow, look, oh, that's the mask of the mesmer. That's because I chose the mesmer, so he wears a mask. You can take it off, obviously, but or you can make it so it doesn't show. I don't know if it's here. Hide armor. It's not there, but yeah, this is, you can like customize it like pre-hand. Do whatever armor you're gonna have. If you like a certain style of color setup, you can have it, whatever. And but this is where it gets interesting, because you can have your own story in the game. So like, for example, my guy, which is a ranger, you can sort of set it up. You remember like in Mass Effect where you decide like how was your childhood, like if you went from space station to space station, or if you enlisted in the army at the 18 years old or whatever. You can choose like your background, and here is sort of the same thing. But whatever you choose here impacts the main story of your character. And because I mean, again, I said that there were no quests to level up, but there is this thing called sort of how do you call that? It's just your story quest, right? So like in Star Wars, where you had your character had his own story, and you entered your own instance that nobody else could get in because it was your own story quest. Well, that same thing is here, and whatever you choose here in these questions changes what happens in that story. A mesmer's mask creates an image. I choose to look out from behind a Harlequin smile, Phantasm of sorrow, Fanged dread. So this looks like a badass guy. This is like a really sad guy, and then a happy guy. Whatever you choose obviously affects the story. Let's go up. Trouble may follow me, but I use my charm, dignity, or ferocity. Again, depending on what you choose here, depends what your actions are going to be through the storyline. If you're going to be generally happy dude, you're going to be proud, or you're going to be like aggressive or whatever. And you can go up. I dream of a quest that calls me to action. It was the vision of the... And yeah, you see, just more questions. And whatever you sort of more... Whatever feels more like you, the character, what you want your character to be. I believe that the most important of Bentari's teachings is the... And then you get 3 quotes here. You choose one. The pale tree awakened me during the night, dusk. I don't really know what this influenced because I haven't played this guy. But you can see that there's a lot of things. I'm not gonna really start a new character. I just want to show you the amount of depth and customization that there is in the game. But the last thing that I want to show you before I leave here is the PvP. And this is where I will probably be spending most of my time, because... Well, Guild Wars 1 was very PvP centric. The PvE was sort of a secondary thing. It was a really big thing in the game, but it was mostly secondary. The point of the game was player versus player. What I feel about this game, however, and this is where my first impressions are gonna get a little dark, is that I'm not liking the PvP system that they have in Guild Wars. I am very disappointed with it. Why? So
I could outrun a centaur.
In Guild Wars 1, so there was this thing called I guess random arenas, and the way that they worked was that you just simply, just like Warcraft or any other MMORPG, where when you enter a PvP battle, you just go to the PvP browser or whatever. You say, yeah, I wanna play now. You click it, you wait 20 seconds, and then the system would like put you up with 4 random dudes to fight 5 random dudes. So you didn't know who your team was gonna be. None of your team knew each other, and the opposite team was also a bunch of randoms. So it was like 5 versus 5, all randoms, and it was whoever was left standing would win the game, right? It was a literal arena. You were put up versus the other guys, and you would fight head on, and whoever was left over would win. It was so fun, incredibly, just the amounts of fun that I had with that was incredible. In here, however, it seems that instead of doing that, they went the World of Warcraft style of Battleground, where let's go ahead and pick one so I can show you. Just like Arathi Basing or Eye of the Storm in World of Warcraft, you have to like capture points in the map. You see here that there are 3 points, this one, and this one. And you capture those points, and you get points for having captured those. And once you reach the maximum amount of points, which is 500, then you win. Now, normally, I would be fine with this type of PvP, with this type of style of gameplay. Let me just go ahead and kick this guy's ass. But the problem with this one, if I'm trying to concentrate while battling this guy, probably gonna be a little laggy for me here. But wow, I can't really concentrate while I'm Well, I guess you can see here how the PvE works. It's very fluent. It's really, it's cool. I really like that. Check this out. To kill him, I have to do this. I have to go on top of him, and then press the F button, charge this up, and do that. Now that I showed you, let me go ahead and lift this, because I can't really concentrate while I'm doing that. But, okay. First of all, put that aside. PvP here. Battlegrounds. Points. What makes it cool in World of Warcraft is that you can see everything that's happening. You can see very easily where the enemy is going. You can sort of check out their routes, where they should be going. The map is very clear, is big enough so that you can see all the points. You can see which part is being taken so that you can go and help. It's very simplified in its way. And here, there are some maps that are just complex with all the different routes that it has. And it's really... It feels... I wouldn't say complicated, but annoying, I would say. But what really gripes me about it is that this type of system, this battleground style of PvP, makes it so that most of the time you're gonna end up fighting 4 people at the same time, you alone versus 4 people. Like, the battles are gonna be usually 99% of the time very imbalanced. Like, I was there very lucky that I got to fight that guy one-on-one. But most of the time, you're gonna either be fighting 3 guys, 4 guys, you alone, or your team of like 3 people are gonna be fighting that one guy. Like, battles tend to be really imbalanced because of the Zerg mechanic, that mechanic where people like to stick together, and whoever sticks together the most in a bigger team is gonna win those fights. And not everyone wants to, you know, like, some people want to cap one flag instead of going with the team. Some other guys want to scout, some other guys want to assassinate people and just hide around. You know, not everyone is going to be together in a team, which means that most of the time you're going to be fighting 5 versus 3s or 6 versus 4s, and those are incredibly imbalanced fights, and they're incredibly frustrating when it happens because there's no... It feels like when you're playing randoms, there's no skill in it. It's like, you know, whoever has the most people in it is going to win those fights. And before, in Guild Wars 1, it was 5 versus 5 head-on in an arena-type battle, so there was nowhere else to go but to fight. That made it incredibly more satisfying because there was nowhere to go. You had to fight 5 versus 5s. And all the battles were balanced in that way, right? So whoever has the best team composition and the best skill would win, right? Whoever designed the best characters would win. In here, it really feels like it just depends on what your team decides to do, if they want to follow you or if they want to fuck around, you know, and it's so infuriating. What makes it more infuriating is that not just that, but they actually punish you for fighting imbalanced fights. So if you're one person and you're fighting 2 persons in one of those battle arenas, it's impossible, almost impossible for you to do anything because every time you kill someone, and that's what I showed you before, when you kill someone, they go in this down state where they're like laying on the ground, almost dead, bleeding out. And to kill them, you actually have to stand on top of them, press F, and then charge this little finishing move to kill them. The problem is that if you're fighting 1 versus 2, it's impossible because you can get interrupted with knockdowns or interrupts or silences or whatever, and it makes it so that you cannot kill people because you're interrupted all the time. So it's not just annoying fighting battles where they have more people than you, but you can't even kill them because when you try to kill them, you will get interrupted. And if you don't do the finishing move like straight up fast enough, then they just stand and revive. It's just a completely fucked up system that I'm just not happy at all about. And I really wish they would do those 5 versus 5 arenas that I think made Guild Wars 1 so fun. But besides that, one last thing though, as I said in Guild Wars 1, it was very PvP centric. In here it feels like it's very PvE centric because the amount of content that there is in PvE is enormous. But on PvP, there's just those 3 maps in the structured PvP. There are just 3 battleground stages. Then there are world versus world PvP, where you know you fight server versus server. It's like a battle for over 100 people. It's really cool. I haven't done it yet, but I you know, that's what Guild Wars is all about. Guild Wars. That's what it was before. Guilds versus guilds. Just 25 people versus 25 people. That's what made it so cool. In here, they have that 100%. I don't know how many people there are, but I heard there were over 100 people in one battleground, which is really cool. But the normal, just quick to play ones, I wish they would take it back to how it was before. The amount of content that PvP has right now is just not very satisfying, and the skill system as well. Whoa! Oh, that's the Mesmer just doing some illusions. I don't know, but the amount of skills are also very limited. These are all the skills that are allowed for me to use as a warrior. In Guild Wars 1, you had over like 60 skills. It was something ridiculous. So, granted, Guild Wars 1 has like 3 expansions, but I only have like 3 elites. Look at this, 3 elite skills. In the other game, in Guild Wars 1, I had like 15 or something. Like, the amount of content that PvP has, I don't think it was... Like, I'm very dissatisfied about it. I wish they would like have focused more on the PvP aspect of it instead of the PvP. But yeah, I mean, that's just my first impressions of the game. I'm really happy about the PvE. Extremely disappointed with the PvP. I just hope that they add more things, and I guess I gotta get used to the battleground system. But I really like the Guild Wars 1. But yeah, I really want to know what you guys think about it. For those of you who have played it, the head start. I think the game is officially released in like 2 days or so. But for those of you who have played it or who stayed until the end listening to me talk about it, let me know what you think. If you actually like this more, you know, the World of Warcraft style of battlegrounds instead of the arenas. Like even World of Warcraft have arenas. Like I wish this one had, but like random arenas. That's what made it so cool. You could just queue with randoms. That was just made it so fun. But yeah, let me know, and if you want to know something else, or I don't know, I'll keep making more videos about this. I love this game, like the PvE at least, so I'll probably be making a lot more videos about this. But yeah, thank you all for listening, and as always, have a nice day, guys.
See ya.